Real episode 1. This is the Netflix docu-series of WWE allowing cameras to be in the backstage area as they peruse around and tell different stories about individuals and situations. Everybody's been talking about it. All the dirt sheets and all the websites that just put rumors on there for the clicks. They're just grabbing snippets and snippets and snippets and snippets from this stuff. This has been internet jackpot candy gold for a lot of people. And we got a chance, you and me. You came over to the crib, and we got a chance to sit down somewhat and watch most of this, but our wives wouldn't stop yapping. But I was trying to watch the goddamn thing, and everybody just kept with the blah, 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 blah. But I got pretty much the gist of everything I needed to see. What was... How should we begin this? Should we start off with the negative? Start off with the positive? What are we doing here? What do you want to do?
Oh, you got negatives. Whatever. I
don't know if I should start right out of the gun.
Let me not phrase it like that because it's not all glory. But I don't know. I don't really see mine as negative though.
Okay,
we'll see. You go first.
Okay, I'll go first, and I'm gonna do a little column A, a little column B, because to be honest with you, I imagined this being much worse than it was. A lot of this actually did feel like it was educational to a degree. Now, I'm not saying educational for me. I knew everything that was on this goddamn thing. But I can see if you're a casual fan or someone who's been a fan but not for very long and you don't really know the ins and outs and you don't know a lot about the inside stuff, I could see where this comes across as very educational stuff. One of my favorite parts as far as the education goes is with the gorilla position, when they started talking about that and the breakdown and the build and all this other stuff. And I told you the story. I'll tell everybody else here on the show now that when you look at the pictures that they show you of Gorilla Monsoon when they were discussing the origins, I guess, of the gorilla position, which I'll explain what the gorilla position is meant for in a second. You saw pictures of Gorilla Monsoon, and you saw tiling, and you saw paneling, and the reason for that is because the gorilla position wasn't always a place that they built. Usually 9 times out of 10 was a place they designated that was already in the building. So a bathroom, a locker room, a closet, whatever the fuck. They set a table up, put some monitors together, got some headsets, and did their thing with the performers in the ring and the talking to the truck and the da-da-da-da. And so this was cool to see their new version of what they consider now to be their gorilla position, where they build like a whole breakdown pieceable office. It's like a whole IKEA setup where they just plug and play pieces together, complete with electrical sockets and the screens and the whole shebang. That was actually pretty cool. I enjoyed it. My biggest pet peeve, I don't like when, and I haven't seen the rest of the episodes yet, and I hear it gets worse, which sucks. I don't like the videotaping of the conversation about the matches. I don't need that. If you want to talk about the behind the scenes, about like the decision making and the conversations about what's going into the booking and all that stuff, I mean, that's bad enough as it is, but I could swallow that. I don't like, there's something that makes my skin crawl to watch them talk about the matches on camera. Where, for instance, I think in this particular episode, you can see some of the guys. I think it was Rhea and Damian Priest. She's going over the match in front of Damian. It's going to be this, and then Damian's like, okay, right, and they're going over it, da-da-da-da. And I don't like that. I don't like that because people are going to see that, and they're not going to understand the context of that. Yes, you see the robotics of up and over here, da-da-da-da, okay, down, drop down here, blah, blah, blah. And that's where their listening skills will stop. Because after Rhea goes over the match in her head and they have a little giggle over it, Damian starts to fill in the blanks. as I call it, fill in the da-da-da. Because that's what everyone talks about when they go over the match. And then we'll do this. Okay, I'll take heat, da-da-da-da. And then, okay, but what's the da-da-da-da-da? Right? So after you go over the skeleton, the actual moves and the actual pacing and everything like that, that's the skeleton. All right? All the stuff in the middle, that's the meat of the matter. That's the muscles. That's where you start to fill your body out. And Damien was going over the muscles. He was going over the meat of the matter. He's okay. Just remember when you do this pin, right? You pop up, hard cam side, give him a scream, give him something to pop up the fans, and then we do this, and then we do that. I personally, it bothered me because some things to me, like, you know how people protect recipes? I'm being serious. You know how people protect recipes? They're like, hey, can you make that thing for me? Sure, I'll make it, but you can't be in the kitchen, bro. You can't see how I put this together, bro. That's how I feel. It's the same the other way. It wasn't in this episode, but there's a clip coming up with Cody and Kevin Owens when they're talking about the stuff that happened in the match. So they're having a post-match conversation. That to me is sacred stuff. That to me, personally, as a performer, that's sacred stuff to me. That's supposed to be the moment where the individuals who just went out there and had this match, it's more than just checking up on each other, because that's what it seemed like in the clip. Like Kevin was like, "Oh, I dropped you on your neck. I'm sorry. Like, are you good?" You're like, "I'm good," and they're going back and forth. It's to the people out there who have never been in the business. That moment after the match is when your adrenaline is pumping at its absolute fucking highest. Because not only did you just have the match, so your heart is beating like 1,000 miles a minute, but it's over and you're okay. And now you're in the locker room with no gimmick on, it's just you. So your fucking your adrenaline's through the fucking roof. This is where brotherhood, sisterhood, all those phrases, that's where that comes in that moment after the match. That's when you have your conversation. You show appreciation to your opponent, where you have the conversation. Because when you're in the ring with another person, you're responsible for the health and well-being of that person. So, it's a lot of dapping, a lot of hugging, a lot of, thank you, man, thank you for the match, da-da-da-da. And you're sharing this moment. This is a bonding moment. This is the kind of moment that, like, when you go into other locker rooms or if you meet each other on the road somewhere, like, there's a bond there now. We've shared sweat and blood and tears together in the ring for the sake of entertainment. We're bonded now. We may not always get along. Brothers and sisters fight, but we're in the fraternity. We're in the brotherhood. We're tied together. To have that on screen, I don't know. It cheapens it. It's I don't know. It bothers me, but that's me and that's my upbringing. So I don't hold anybody else to that. But to me, it bothers me. The rest of the stuff on the show, to me, kind of harmless, I guess. Triple H is going to put over the process, and this is what we're thinking about, and this is how we're going to do this. All right, fine. Cat's out of the bag, right? Everybody knows that they're booking the fucking show. So no sense in hiding that. That's the whole point of the show, so that the writing team and everybody can blow themselves. But yeah, that's pretty much my thoughts. I have more specifics, but I'm dying to hear what you have to say.
No, I mean, I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent on the whole thing. That's why I hesitate saying that it's a bad thing. Because I do see it from a different perspective, and what I'm looking at it in a sense of, and I don't disagree with anything that you said. I have a little bit of those feelings too, but what I'm thinking is what my brain goes to. What's the play?
Okay,
because you are correct. Because I don't think you are wrong in anything that you're saying. The things that you are mentioning is very sacred. It's very secretive. It's the whole nuance.
It's been protected for years too.
It's one of those things where you know it, I know it, but like the love of this is that we're all just going to pretend like that's not going on, right?
Right.
So to expose that, I'm with you. Let's expose it. But what's the play, right? You got, and this is why I want to put a pin into the ESPN thing, because you're going into, and not to say that this isn't a sport. I will not say that this is not a sport. I think you can very well if you say it's not a sport, that's fine. But if you, I'll understand both arguments. But for me, I see it as a sport. It's definitely a sport.
Mm-hmm.
But if you're going to go into ESPN, why now do you pull the curtain back? Because now you're going to have these sports people. There's a good chance they start talking about some of this stuff. It's on their network. They may not, but there is a possibility that they may bring some stuff up. To me, with this exposure, I don't think you can do that anymore. Because it just becomes now a play. It's a play now. It's something that we watch and we enjoy. And I don't really think it takes anything from it from me, but I can definitely see some people seeing that and it kind of be like it kind of breaks the immersion a little bit. Like now that she does a clothesline, she knocks her down, gets up and screams at the camera. Like now it doesn't feel like authentic energy. You know what I mean? It feels like she's hitting her spots and like that's what she's doing. Like I can see that be a feeling for some people. But my main point is I'm just curious on where the play is. I'm a full believer in that there's a reason why they're doing this.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what it is. I'm very curious to see what happens, but it does feel in the moment extremely just kind of unnecessary. Like, who is this for?
Are you genuinely asking, or are you just making a philosophical point?
No, I'm asking, who is it for?
Well, you know what? Up until
it's not for the veterans because they kind of are. It's not for the people pseudo in the business / in the business because they know this. They're not gonna watch this and go, "Ooh, I didn't know." Like they know this. It's not the people who are educated about wrestling, may not be in the business, but know a lot about how things happen.
Right.
It's not really for them because they kind of know maybe some of those people in that range will get some type of validation, but I don't think it's a matter of question for those people. And then you're looking at more people like me I think I'm more of like the upper casual side, but then you have more of like a casual side, like the more indirect, like I'm at your house, you're watching wrestling, so I watch it, I like it, but I will never go out of my way to watch it. Like those type of people, I don't think it's for them either. Like I think you need that mystique, that mystery, albeit obvious, but it's still there for those people. Now, if you're showing them this stuff, I feel like those are the ones that suffer the most because they're kind of on edge. They're on the edge about it anyway, and then you show them that, and I feel like it's gonna make people more uninterested than they are interested in it.
Oh, it's so funny that you just brought up the ESPN angle of it because I didn't put it together until you just fucking said that. To where now I'm trying to connect the dots in my head, and I think that the answer to the question of who is this for, believe it or not, piggybacking on what you just said, I'm going to go ahead and say it's for the ESPN audience. Because, and I'll support that by saying this, what's the one piece of the puzzle that every non-wrestling fan always brings up when they talk about wrestling? Oh, it's fake. It's fake. He's not really getting hurt. She's not really getting hurt. They know how to fall. They know how to do this, know how to do that. If you come from a sports background, or at the very least, let's just talk fandom, right? Not even like professional athletes, but just from a sports fan's point of view, everything that you consider about sports is real. It's happening in real time. Is it actually happening that way? That's up for debate. We'll have that conversation another day. Because, for the record, for everybody who complains about wrestling being rigged, let's not pretend sports is not, okay? Can we just not?
You're that guy?
From that conversation. Well, you know what it is? It's hard to deny it when we have legal documentation saying that it's happened. And it's happening right now as we speak. There are 3 referees right now in the WNBA who are being suspended and banned for life for doing exactly that. There's a documentary, or there was anyway, on Netflix. The 30 for 30 was done on Tom What's that dude's name? The fucking referee that was shaving the points. So listen, it happens. I'm not saying all sports. I'm saying let's let go of this fantasy that everything in sports is absolutely real. But for the sake of this conversation, let's say it's all in the up and up, right? As a sports fan, you're used to seeing your athletes go through the shit. You know that they're being injured. You know that they're going through it mentally because of the travel and because of the time spent away from families and the Christmas games and the New Year's Eve games, and they're on the road, and load management is a big conversation in the NBA right now, and this is what the sports fan is accustomed to seeing. So now what they did was they put together a presentation that shows the sports fan, look, it's real for us too. This is a 24/7 job. We don't have an off season. I don't know if you caught that a few times. They've said in the past, WWE has said, we don't have an off season. And then he made the statement on the Unreal episode that he considers the start of January to WrestleMania. He considers that the playoffs. That's their playoffs. That's WWE's postseason. And much like the postseason, not everybody gets to make it to the championship game. You gotta have a certain skill set. You gotta be over to a certain degree. There's factors in play, which is the point, right? So you know what? I think you asked me that question when you were here, when you were like, "Who's this for?" I don't think I had an answer. But since you bringing it up now with this whole new audience and this exposure that's about to happen, especially it being on Netflix, because our whole point about Netflix, when they brought Raw to Netflix, is wow, this is going to open up a lot of eyes to new people. Whether they watch the show or not, they have the capability now to watch it for free with no inconvenience. It's right at their fingertips. They can watch it all that they want. And for those people out there who see Monday Night Raw on their dashboard for Netflix but never click on it, if you're like me and you're a documentary buff and now all of a sudden this pops up on your feed as a documentary, you might give it a shot. And then when you give it a shot and you look at it and you go, oh, I guess this is a little bit more physical than I thought it was going to be. Who knows? You might be able to change some minds. The realness and the rawness of it is questionable. I'm referring to the show because there are some things I explained to you in the house, and I won't beat a dead horse because I've heard people already explain it on their podcast, but not everything that happened on this show is complete 100% shoot. They're working some of it. They're giving you just enough for the realism, and a lot of it's real. But they're working some of this. They're not going to give it to you completely 100%. But for the odd chance that somebody comes on and it might spark an interest of some kind. It's like, I didn't want to see that movie, but then they did a behind the scenes on it, and I kind of caught a little bit of it, and it kind of made me want to watch the movie. Kind of one of those things. Mm-hmm. Who knows? It doesn't hurt to do it, at least not by this point. Kayfabe's pretty much out the fucking window as it is. By the way, small tidbit, not connected to this, but we're hearing reports that people in the fucking locker room were pissed off that they were lied to about Seth Rollins' injury. They're pissed off. Why'd you work us? You work the marks. You don't work us. Well, you've become the marks. How many of you motherfuckers are in the back TikToking and posting and doing group photos and doing little challenges and dances, and your shit is all over social media. You're all over the fucking place. I'm supposed to trust you with a secret? No, I think those days are long gone. And I think the kayfabe days are also pretty much in danger. Now, I'm not going to ever say that kayfabe is dead. That's not in my vocabulary. I've been pretty consistent with that for this whole show. Kayfabe will never die. Kayfabe is not a wrestling thing.
I don't think kayfabe's in danger either. Yeah, I think we're just looking at a different kayfabe.
Yeah. Well, I mean, kayfabe can only work about as far as people allow it to work.
You just gave it a good example of Seth Rollins working on the back.
Yeah.
I think kayfabe is very much alive, but I also think that no one is privy. No one's going to get the truth anymore. everyone's gonna get kayfabed.
Yeah,
at this point,
have to
you
at
know
this
what I mean.
point.
Especially if we got cameras in the back recording spots,
Exactly. All of a
because
sudden,
we can't afford anybody to slip. So guess what? Everyone's in the dark now.
Yeah,
if you're not involved in it, you don't know.
You don't need to know.
Nope.
You don't
because the
need to
kayfabe is
know.
alive.
Exactly. You don't need to know. Only, what was it Seth Rollins said? The only people that knew about the fact that he was faking the injury, Triple H, Becky Lynch, and like one or two other people. His own daughter didn't know he wasn't hurt. They worked his fucking kid. And then when the kid felt sad for daddy's boo-boo, they ended up caving and telling her. And they said, but you got to keep it to yourself. Don't tell anybody. And she went and she told her preschool teacher. Oh, my daddy's not hurt. He's just playing around. It's like, damn, kid.
See? That's why you don't tell nobody.
You can't trust nobody. Exactly.
Nobody, not even your own damn kid.
It be your own people, son. It be your own people.
You think you know a guy.
Yeah. I've raised her. I've clothed her. I put a roof over her head. And this is how she do me.
Oh, too nuts.
Yeah. You came out of my balls and you going to betray me like this? You going to do me like this, son? Yeah, that's exactly what happened. So, yeah, I don't trust nobody neither. I told a bunch of my friends, I said, if we all start working together, I'm kayfabing you too, bitch. Fuck you.
You get nobody.
Nobody. My wife would be lucky she finds out. I'm working a knee injury right now so I can get out of shit to do. So, yeah, kayfabe will never die because kayfabe is essentially the art of telling a lie believably and having someone believe it's the truth. That's not going anywhere.
Let's say here, kayfabe never dies. It only adapts.
There you go. We gotta. No, who has upheld kayfabe more than our current commander in chief? That boy lives it, baby. That boy lives it. Anybody who's ever been in a position of power understands the art of kayfabe. The store manager at the Walmart understands the art of the kayfabe. You don't tell everybody everything. You tell everybody what they need to know in order for everything to continue to function properly. That's it. That's why this series, I don't know. They're being extremely careful with what they give away. I could see it. Extremely careful. But at the end of the day, they're still spelling secrets, so it is what it is. All right, so we're good here. We got our Unreal thought. The final overall thought, though. Are you interested in seeing more? Should we keep going?
I'm going to make a push to watch more. I'll probably watch some this weekend. I have a really long time to do it, so yes, I do want to. I want to finish. How many episodes is it?
I can get back to you in a second because I have it in front of you. I think right now there's 5. But they're like an hour long, though.
Yeah. I mean, she really enjoyed it. She likes watching stuff like that. When it comes to like wrestling, she likes the wrestling as well. But like, she likes that stuff. She likes the more like reality type stuff. You know what I mean? Like that's a little bit more for her. So I know she wants to watch it as well. So I'll probably end up even if you don't. If I finish it, I'll bring in the hot takes.
Oh, okay. If she likes the behind the scenes stuff, then she must really get a kick out of watching shows with me because I keep telling her the inside shit. I'm pulling it up now, but that's okay. Oh, you know what? Before we get out of this segment, I know I'm trying to segue out of it. I just thought of the one more thing. I would have kicked myself if I didn't say this on the show concerning the Unreal deal. I would hate myself if I don't mention this. So let me get this out real quick, and then we'll move on to the next segment. The Rhea Ripley stuff on this show. Let me just explain this clearly. And yes, I'm looking at it now. There's 5 episodes. Let me say this clearly. I am not holding anybody's feet to the fire. I'm not judging anyone. I'm not talking down to anyone. If you are a person that deals with high levels of anxiety, depression, severe just being an introvert, not really being that outlandish of an individual. I don't hold any of that against you. I actually admire people who have those things that they deal with and yet still manage to find themselves in show business. This is like the worst place for people with those conditions. Show business is not the place you want to be if you have overwhelming insecurities and depression, and if you suffer from high level anxiety. Like, being a performer on television is probably the last fucking job that you should have when you do these things. So I'm going to put this out there now. I don't judge anybody for that. If that's how you live your life, if that's the thing that you deal with and battle with every day, so be it. I wish you well on your trials and your battles. I have no issue with that. Rhea Ripley suffers from those things extremely bad. Extremely bad. Like, she starts dealing with it to a point where it affects her physically. That whole scene, that whole section of the show where she's pacing and she's got all kinds of things going on in her head, and then she goes, but then I hear my music and I go out and the switch flips and I am Rhea Ripley. Okay, cool. Whatever it takes to get you through your stuff, right? So I'm not judging anybody. I'm not saying anything negative about that. What I will say is I don't know if it helps the company in any way to show people this. There's going to be some kids, some little girl, some little boy somewhere out there who deals with this, who's going to see this as something that's relatable to them. I'm not saying that it's completely for no reason, out of nowhere, and has no audience. But I don't know if you're in the soap opera business, if you're in the storytelling business, I don't know if it hurts or helps. I think it hurts more than it helps to show your top performer, whose reputation is that of badassery, to be that vulnerable and fragile on television. I don't know if that helps you or if it hurts. I think it helps. I think it hurts. I don't think. How does that help?
It's more relatable
to a large portion of the audience, or to a minimal portion of the audience?
To a large portion of the audience.
Do you think that's to a large portion of the audience?
Yeah. I think there are a lot of people, especially today, especially the direction that the world is going, especially with social media, especially with AI, especially with all that stuff. We are going in the direction of very introverted, social anxiety driven, social anxiety ridden people who have difficulty communicating with other humans. It's just weird, and being in the middle of the spotlight. People working from home, so there's even less exposure to people in uncomfortable situations, people getting food delivered to their door and not even having to go to the fucking restaurant to talk to the person at the counter to get your food. Like, all of these things just drive the anxiety portion of Rhea Ripley, and to watch her go through damn near an anxiety attack.
Yeah.
To be able to
close, to an actual attack.
Able to flip it, and now you see her out, you see her walk out, and now you're seeing the Rhea that you see on TV. So to see that, it could, first of all, people are going to love her for it because she's so strong for doing that. And two, if there is a girl or a guy or anybody sitting there and go, man, I would fucking love to do that, but I'm a loser. I can't be in front of people. I know a lot of this stuff. I practice it in my room. I wanna go do this, but I can't be in front of people. I can't. And then to see that, go, oh wait, maybe I can do it. So I definitely see the perspective of that. Not so much the match calling. I don't like that part. But showing that portion of her that is extremely relatable today, yeah, absolutely. I think that's a very good thing to show that could motivate people to go after their dreams, even if they deal with such crippling anxiety and stuff like that. Like, you can fight through it. and do something special. I think that's what you get from that.
Then I guess I'm the asshole because I don't get it. I guess no. I'm dead serious. I heard what you just said, and logistically, it makes sense to me. Like on a,
but you know why though?
I understand why.
You're not an asshole, but do you know why it doesn't resonate?
I'm definitely based on what.
No. In theory and in practice, yes, but in this situation, you're not an asshole. And the reason why is because you're not that.
Yeah, I'm not that.
You're not anxiety.
I don't know
not
what
saying
that
you
is.
Don't experience anxiety, but you're not a social anxious person.
No, I'm not.
You're the guy in the park with headphones dancing on top of a table out in the open with no shame because that's just who you are. Like, you're not afraid of eyeballs. If anything, you invite them. So for you to look at it and go, at least you're kind enough to go, okay, I see it.
Yeah.
It's real. I can appreciate the struggle. Do you? Like, I hope you keep working through it. But in your heart, in your gut, you feel nothing. And I don't mean to say that in a negative manner. What I'm saying is you don't know what that feels like.
No, I don't know what that feels like.
You're the opposite personality. So to like social anxiety, you kidding me? Like, yeah, I get anxious, but my anxious is like, ooh, open the curtain, open it now. I'm ready for it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just two different sides of the spectrum. So it's cool. At least it's nice that you identify. Like, you're not like some of those people who are like, oh, you got a fucking man upside being like, it's a real thing, and it's cool that they show it, and they showed her push through that too. I think it was good.
To support my assholeism, the reason why I say that I'm still in this situation considering myself an asshole, because as much as I can identify everything that you just said, and I get the connection, I don't know if I'm comfortable with. I don't know if I would pull the trigger on actually having it recorded. Like, I don't know. It bothers me. I understand everything that you just said, but again, I have empathy for the people who do, but I don't. And so when I see that, I go, I didn't need to, because you've seen how hyped I get over Rhea Ripley. And I've said to people, her entrance to me is the most important part, because you can tell from the entrance where her head is. When she just does the entrance and she's doing the walk and all that stuff, yes, she looks like a star. She looks great. Everything's good. When she comes out of there and she's stomping and she's blowing smoke and she's singing the song and she's got the tongue out and oh shit, that's whoever's in the ring is in fucking trouble, because this she about to wrestle you out the gym. Like, I get hyped. That entrance to me does its job. It gets me hyped. Now that I know that she's damn near fucking suffocating on her own spit before it happens, I'm like, all right.
Nah.
All right. No, I'm dead serious. It fucking takes me out. I'm dead serious. I can understand for other people that they identify and they go, you know what, good for her. She gave, not for me. I'm like, oh, she's in that category.
You win some, you lose some.
Yeah. She that I'm not gonna lie. A few points lost on my side. I'm just like,
and to be fair to that point, say what you want. You're not gonna stop watching her.
No, I still say that she's one of the best wrestlers in the world. No doubt about it.
But there are some people who are going to love her more because they saw it.
Because she freaks out before her entrance.
Because they see a human that they can relate to. Essentially.
Oh, I'm glad you finished it with that sentence, because I thought you were going somewhere else with that.
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
Because you said they see a human, and I thought that was going to be the end of that. And I'm like, wait a minute. So unless you feel that, you're not human, but then you ended it with that they could relate to, and I went, oh, all right, that makes more sense than the thing that I thought you was going to say. All right, cool.
Fair enough.
That's why I was about to go into fucking. I was like, what? I'm human. What is it from Brooklyn Nine-Nine? I am human. I'm a human male. I'm a man. I'm a human man with emotions. Yeah. So yeah, I just wanted to point that out, because I was talking to people about it and they were killing me. Oh, No, you don't understand. It's like, but that's my point. I don't. How can I can have empathy for something, but I don't have knowledge of it. I don't have knowledge of it. I don't have a fear of any of that shit. To me, the way that my body reacts to that situation when I'm behind the curtain and it's me and a bunch of guys and we're going over, this is what we're going to do, da da da. My fucking body revs up. I don't shut down. I go up. Like I'm ready to like just play my music right fucking now. I just want to go. But I've been standing there with people who are I think that's where my empathy really started from. Because I've had opponents and I've had tag team partners who you can see it in their face. They just want to throw up right now. They just want to take a shit on themselves. They right now in that moment, they'd rather be anywhere else. They know when they go through the curtain, it's going to be a different feel, right? Once they go through the curtain and there's an audience there and lights and a ring, everything changes. They'll feel better. But I could see it on their faces that they're just like, because and I feel bad to a degree because I could see them physically going into themselves. And then the match is over and then we go in the back and it was like nothing happened. Their assholes completely unpucker. But, yeah, it's just food for thought out there. Me, I'm now ranging my comments to just me. I didn't need to see that, and I probably shouldn't have seen that. And by the way, they have followed up since, because she's done interviews after that where they brought up the same thing, where it's like, you have anxiety. She's like, yeah, like crippling anxiety. I'm like, now it's everywhere else. I don't need to be reading this.